Everybody today. Well, my name is Brandon Scott, and this is my 6-year-old service dog named Rona. Rona comes from a company called Canine Companions for Independence. Canine Companions for Independence is a not-for-profit that is a nationally renowned organization that has several different regions all throughout the country. Here in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, we report to the North Central region, which is just north of Columbus, Ohio, and Delaware, Ohio. And actually, great news for Canine Companions out of Ohio. We are moving to a bigger, new location, which is really exciting, getting dorms built for everybody to come and get a dog. One of the things Canine Companions has really offered me and my family is a sense of independence. When I was growing up, my parents always had a dream of me being able to go out, live on my own, be independent and everything. And the first step in that was learning how to have a service dog. So when I was in 3rd grade, my parents did all the research and found Canine Companions for Independence. What they loved about it the most was that these dogs came to the recipients for free. Can you guys imagine that? A free dog? That's great. And these dogs, let's just put it this way, sometimes they're even smarter than me. My first dog I got when I was in 6th grade. Her name was Elaine. This little black lab just had a life of her own, just very enthusiastic, loved being around people, was very strong-willed and independent herself. She went to middle school and high school with me. A little fun story about Elaine, she got to graduate from Lawrence North High School with me back in 2006. They made her a little gown that they put around her vest, and they announced her name and everything at graduation. As we're going up on stage, they hand me 2 diploma booklets. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. Maybe they gave her a little certificate that said, congratulations, you finished high school, Elaine. Well, I go to get my diploma. We go to look at the booklet that they gave us for Elaine. When I graduated high school, I got the Indiana Core 40, just your basic diploma. We opened up Elaine's, and it said, it was an official high school diploma for Indiana academic honors. My dog graduated high school with higher honors than I did. Then after that, Elaine and I went off to college, where Elaine was one of the most popular students on the Purdue University campus. One of her favorite pastimes at that point in time was playing frisbee out in the quad with the Purdue football team. Everybody that missed their dog came by my dorm room to hang out with Elaine. Shortly after that, I transferred to Ball State University to study sports broadcasting. Elaine was getting pretty old at the time. She was 12 years old and was not just able to keep up with the wheelchair and walk around campus as much as she did in the past. So we had to retire her, which the life of a retired service dog is pretty nice. They become an official pet of the family. So she moved in with my parents and what we call the retirement home. After that, about 3 months later, I got a call from Canine Companions saying, Brandon, we think we found your successor dog. Your successor dog is the dog that you receive after your first dog. So I'm on my first successor dog right now. So I go in, and they're like, this dog is perfect. This dog is a lot like Elaine. Her name is Rona. She's a black lab herself, just like Elaine. So I got to go in, and they brought this dog out, and I was like, wow, look at the paws on her, they're huge. Well, a funny story is when about almost a year prior to getting Rona, I was at an event for Canine Companions and came across a group of puppy raisers. Puppy raisers are the volunteers that help raise the dogs from the time they're little bitty puppies until they're about just a little over a year old. They go through obedience classes with them, they take them out in public and to get them used to being out like at the mall or basketball games, just around different situations. We're at the mall in Columbus, Ohio for an event, and we see a group of puppy raisers that are there with their dogs. So we go over it, talk to them, go, yeah, I'm a recipient of a dog, and we're getting ready to, look at the successor process and everything. And this little tiny black fluff ball comes wiggling up to us like, oh, pet me, pet me, pet me. And I remember talking to her puppy raiser and saying, that dog is going to be a really big dog. It has really big paws. Turns out, that dog was Rona. Very rarely do you ever meet your they are a puppy. So that was really cool. And I really got to build a bond with the puppy raiser. It's always fun building bonds with the puppy raisers because they have all kinds of stories that can make the graduates of the program kind of cringe, go, uh-oh, is this dog gonna be good fit for me? But I got to know Sandy Groff from the Kansas City chapter out in Kansas City, and she gave me all kinds of fun stories about Rona, gave me a binder full of pictures of Rona as a puppy. It's kind of like, the way my mom always described it is, you're bringing home an adopted child and you're keeping in touch with the child's birth parents or foster parents, and they really kind of like to see the dog grow up and everything and see what the dog is doing now. Well, when I got Rona, I was still at Ball State University, so Rona got to have a lot of different experiences with me studying sports broadcasting. She spent most of her time under the tables along the sidelines of football games, basketball games, soccer games, while I was there broadcasting. And then Rona even got to experience some things that Elaine didn't even get to experience, such as being on TV or just being in the TV studio and laying behind a camera all day. Some of the things that Rona and Elaine both have done for me are really fun things. Like, Rona can actually open up the refrigerator and get something out of the refrigerator and bring it to me. How cool would that be while you're sitting there watching TV and want something? Another thing Rona can do for me is she can help me make my bed and clean up my room. How many of you would like a dog that can clean up your room for you? Yeah. None of these types of things would be possible, though, if it wasn't for the people of Canine Companions for Independence. Just the dedication that these individuals put into training the dogs, from the trainers at the facilities to the breeders at the national facility, and even all the way down to the volunteer puppy raisers who just so graciously give their time to raise a dog for no pay. They're doing that for free just because they want to see the happiness and independence that these dogs can provide in their lives for every individual that receives them. Canine Companions just means the world to me. Not only have they given me a sense of independence, but they've given me a social aspect. Going out in public with the dog, I don't get any more of, oh, look at the guy in the wheelchair. No, what I get now is, hey, look, there's a dog here. And that's such a great icebreaker when you're out wanting to socialize with your peers and everything. To have the dog there is just an unbelievable tool for those social opportunities. Canine Companions has given me all of those things, but mostly one of the biggest things that they've done for me is they've given my parents a peace of mind knowing that I am protected and taken care of when I'm out in public on my own. If I ever need anything or drop something, they know Rona is there for me to be able to help me out in a time of need. I was getting into my car a couple of weeks ago out after work, and I dropped my keys. Well, there's a series of commands you can give the dogs. The first command is, you say, Rona, get. Okay, now I know. And then you tell her, when she picks up the item, you say, Rona, hold. And then I'll tell her, okay, Rona, come over here. And I say, Rona, up. She puts her front paws up on my lap, and I say, all right, Rona, give. And she hands me the keys, or whatever object that is I dropped. Well, Rona and I have gotten to a point where I don't even have to give her those commands, really. I dropped the keys, they kind of rolled under my van a little bit, and without even blinking, this dog dives under my van, grabs my keys, jumps up on my lap to hand them to me. I'm not sure if it was because she was like, oh, I know this is what you need, or if she was just excited to go home and have dinner. I'm going to say a little bit of both. But I definitely encourage everyone to check out Canine Companions for Independence, whether that's being as a donor, a volunteer puppy raiser, a volunteer at a fundraising event, or a recipient. Canine Companions is opportunities for everyone, and I definitely encourage you to check it out as much as you can. If anybody has any questions, definitely feel free to ask. I love answering any kind of questions at all, whether it's about me, whether it's about Canine Companions, whether it's about Rona, or anything at all. And if you guys want, I can even show you a little demonstration of what Rona can do. Would you like to see that real quick? Yeah. All right.
Sure.
Yeah.